Hello, welcome back to the channel. You're watching me on the TV. This is the ABS show, and I am your host, Charlie Dior.
Yazzie. Odera.
And the Money Man.
Yes, before we go any further, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Go ahead right now, and after that, go on Instagram and follow us at the what?
The ABS show.
Yes, before we continue with today's discussion, I'm sad to report that, yes, the time is finally here. It is Miss Odera's final week here at the ABS show. I'm celebrating you, Odera. Celebrating you. You brought so much to the show.
Thank you. Honored.
Yes, tell us some of your favorite moments of the show.
I think one of my favorite moments was the acting that we did. We did some slapping action here.
Yes.
And then, of course, my proposal. Can I forget my proposal?
That was behind the scenes, though. That was behind the scenes.
Yeah, but it's out there.
Yes.
It's on our Instagram, so if you guys go follow, you'll see it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I loved every single moment of this. It was a wild ride, and I enjoyed it, and I'm very sad to go, but I know I'm gonna meet you guys at the top. We'll still do something.
Yes, we'll meet you. Cheers to that.
I'm still part of the Mina TV family. You can't get rid of me yet.
For life.
Of course, definitely. Well, we wish you all the best.
Thank
you. It's her final week, so we're still going to enjoy her while she's here. All right, so let's dig into today's topic. My friends out there, they're going to be very, very happy. Why? Because today we are talking about marijuana.
Oh.
Yes.
Ganja.
So the question you call it ganja, marijuana. What other names is there?
Mary Jane.
Kush.
Yes.
Ooh, okay. You know the name.
Miley.
Girl.
All right, so I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys think that marijuana, the legalization of marijuana will reduce drug abuse in our society?
But wait, are we talking about legalizing it in Africa or in America? Because I think right now in America, it's pretty much legal.
Yeah, it's pretty much legal in many states in America.
A lot of states.
Australia, Canada,
Canada is
Nepal.
just about to make it legal for recreational use. It's definitely legal in New York for medicinal use.
Yeah, you get the card.
It's legal in California for recreation and medicinal first and now recreation. And of course, Colorado.
Of course.
I think it's just a bunch of states down south that still haven't gotten on the bandwagon of legalizing it.
They're always late for everything. Our people down south, what's up? Like, you guys need to catch on now.
This table you are shaking.
No, I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, even with, it goes far back as with slavery, you know, down south is always like a little behind. It goes the same with fashion. It goes with everything. Right now, what we're wearing in New York is not what they wear there.
So then let's talk about it. Why do you think some states and some other countries are refusing to legalize marijuana? Let's talk about it.
Because of this thing you're saying about drug abuse, they think it's going to, increase drug abuse or aid and abet the, drug abuse in general. But my issue is it marijuana that people are abusing? I don't see any rehab clinic for marijuana users. Have you ever seen anybody go to rehab for marijuana usage? No, they usually go for like therapy if it's, like any addiction, like people that are addicted to their phones, to the internet, to social media. That's how they will be addicted to marijuana. But I don't think it's even possible to abuse marijuana as a drug. In fact, some of the things I read, they said that it will take you smoking like literally a full bag, like a trash bag of weed to get to the overdose. You're not even going to be awake that long if you smoke it. So, do you understand? So it's like, can you abuse marijuana?
But
it's a
the question that I have with that though is, if we go way back, right, there was a point where cigarettes were illegal. There was a point where alcohol was illegal. There was a point where weed was illegal. So my whole thing is now, if we make weed legal, does that mean that maybe by the time my son is my age, crack is going to be legal, heroin is going to be legal, cocaine is going to be legal? That's how I look at it. I feel like as soon as the government found a way to make money off marijuana, they made it legal.
So it's
That's
not for
just my
health
personal
purposes.
opinion.
The main thing is not really for health purposes. And we all know marijuana is a herb, not a drug, because drugs are chemicals that are produced to have a particular
But there are some illegal drugs that are also made from other plants, is there not?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is marijuana can lead you to wanting more, because it takes you to a certain state as a person. So you might say we're not abusing marijuana, but can it lead to drug abuse? Yes, I agree it can.
Why do you say that?
Because certain people have different body counts, blood systems, and different people have different acceptance to a certain kind of drug. Okay, let's call it herb. But when you take marijuana to a certain extent, you find some form of comfort. You're in a different atmosphere where you are dining with your own people. So if you get used to that and you get addicted to that, you might get to a state where marijuana is no longer enough for you.
Yes.
Then you're going to go for something more. And that's drug abuse.
I understand what you're saying. They used to call marijuana a gateway drug. They call it that, like, and they even classify alcohol as a gateway drug. And when you start doing it, you're now going to explore other things.
Listen, for me, I like the fact that there are restrictions and laws when it comes to drugs, when it comes to marijuana, because in today's society, if you give people an inch, they will take a whole foot, mile, whatever the case might be. So I do like that. But when it comes to the Constitution, right, it did say that we have the right to pursue of happiness. Marijuana brings a lot of people happiness.
I disagree.
So what do you mean you disagree?
It
brings a lot of people happiness.
But trust your stance. What happiness?
So So by the same government and by the same law stopping people from enjoying marijuana, which brings them happiness, then that means you are now going by what the Constitution is saying, because the Constitution says that we have the right to pursue happiness. That's what makes me happy. So let me be happy. So with that, I can see why people want it to be legal, because
we all know, Charlie.
Happiness at what cost, though?
But from what I've read, weed has not killed anybody.
No, it doesn't have to kill you, but it can damage your system. Medically proven.
If they're using it to treat medical
yes.
that's
a small proportion.
But can I say
no, it's not small.
Every
it's
drug has a side effect, doesn't it?
Could you let me talk a little bit?
Oh, now the software they work now.
Can I talk? Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So now, I don't smoke marijuana, right? A lot of my friends, literally everyone around me smokes marijuana. And I always have this argument with them that I do not think that the marijuana people are smoking here in America is safe or healthy. And I'll tell you why. If you're buying it illegally off the streets, you have no freaking idea what's in it. And I'm going to say that because if I was selling marijuana, I don't care about you. I want to make the most money. I want to get you as high as possible. And I want to keep you coming back. So that means that I'm going to put things in my marijuana that I'm selling to you to achieve these goals. So people really have to be careful what they're out there smoking. However, if you're growing the marijuana yourself at home, now that's a different story. Now that might be a very natural, safe marijuana. If you're getting it from the place where you have to get the card, I'm going to hope and assume, or dispensary, that's what it's called, dispensary, guys. I'm going to hope and assume that they're government regulated, so it is safe. But if you are out there and you're just buying marijuana off the streets, I definitely think it is drug abuse, and I definitely think that you have most likely ingested other drugs other than marijuana.
But why would someone stop a drug that can prevent or cure glaucoma, pain relief, stress, anxiety, depression? Look at all this good stuff.
Some form of epilepsy. It can heal some.
Look at it. And some women also take it for menstrual, to reduce their menstrual pain. So why would somebody want to stop that when it has all this benefits?
Should I tell you why? Because everything that has a good side has a bad side. If I list all the bad sides now,
so does Advil.
It has dangerous effect on your entire body system.
So does
it can cause schizophrenia. It can cause mental impairment. It can cause loss of memory. That is something very important, because you can't be 60 and you can't remember what happened 30 years ago already. You're just 60. You understand? So that's already a problem. That's just one. Then there's so many other side effects of marijuana. There was in Bellevue Hospital here in New York, there was a guy that ran into the hospital, took off his clothes and said, I'm the Messiah.
Why?
I am
you
Jesus.
think it was because of the marijuana?
Yeah, when they checked the system,
it was probably because of the
system, he had high doses of marijuana.
Which goes back, there's a story, and you can look this up, of a young girl from the Bronx who was a weed smoker, and one day she went to smoke weed with a bunch of friends, and she went crazy and was walking around White Plains Road naked. And that goes back to what I was saying, that you never know what you were taking when you were buying. Listen, I got an argument with my friend the other day. Oh, my weed man, he knows me, blah, blah, blah. I'm there thinking, I'm like, if your weed man knows you and care, you wouldn't even be smoking this much weed. Like, you have no idea. Like, people will keep you coming back. Like, people will put whatever they have to put. People put rat poison, crack, all kinds of things in the marijuana.
So does the McDonald's fries.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're right, but
something must kill a man.
No, but you can't just walk to death. Like you said, marijuana makes people happy, and you have a right to be happy. Okay, let's face it this way. You have problems, right? You have your rent to pay. You have your student loan to pay, and every other thing, and you're frustrated. And then you get your $20 marijuana, you smoke, and then everything feels soft. Oh my God, life is good.
Yes,
Your depression
at that
is
moment,
gone.
that's when
But
you
when you get back to yourself, has
You
your
smoke
rent been
again.
paid?
No, you smoke it
Then
again.
you just keep smoking until you sleep
But
on the streets.
you know
it's not solving any problem.
You know my biggest thing with marijuana? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for this, but I'm going to say it. Especially a girl that smokes marijuana. I find it the smell. Like literally it has the after smell and the color that it makes your teeth. And you always smell like you ever are out in the club and girls are like smoking marijuana, like they going back and forth and they come and talk to you. I'm like, sis, back
good,
up.
love. Enjoy.
Exactly. Like that's my biggest, like if you date a guy that smokes marijuana, like, dude, you have to like brush your teeth every time you come around me because it just has this really, really bad after smell that I find disgusting. And like if you smoke weed a lot, it tends to be in your clothes and stuff like that. So for me,
Well,
that's...
my biggest issue will be the quote-unquote people that sell it, the illegal drug dealers, seeing them around,
On the corner.
in the corner,
Hey, I go weed.
selling weed and harassing people to sell their
People
weed
do
too.
that, like when you're walking, they
14th
Yes,
Street,
yes.
and what?
14th
In the
Street,
village?
42nd Street, they
Yeah,
stop
14th
you.
Street, they'll stop. Hey, I
Bro,
got weed.
you want
It's
some weed?
42nd Street.
And
One guy followed me like a whole block. But seriously, you're gonna like it.
like it.
Really,
And that can
just
be very-
try it.
You know why they do that? Because the tourists probably that smoke weed, they don't know where to get weed from.
Right.
You know, your
That's
hotel
true.
concierge can't sell you weed.
So, but let's look at it in the political aspect.
Well, let me finish my point before we get into that.
Politics.
So, like the drug dealers, standing at the corner, that can lead to a lot of issues because you might be standing at the wrong territory selling drugs, and that might be somebody else's, and that can lead to fight.
Yes.
So for me, if the government or they make it legal, then we can go to the store and buy it.
Yeah.
Because I am yet to find someone standing at the corner selling alcohol. I'm yet to see an illegal alcohol, selling alcohol because I could just go to the store, show my ID, and buy. So for me, that's one of my biggest issues.
So, but
yeah,
do you think it's going to limit people abusing it? Because people
No,
are still
I think
abusing
people
I
will
think
abuse
so.
it more.
No.
I know that like since it's been legal in New York, like again as I was saying, a lot of my friends have the card and they all smoke it. They
it's
smoke
not
it like
legal
it's
in New York.
Well, I think they've also
New Jersey.
No,
Well,
the mayor said
you
last
can't arrest
month.
people.
Yeah,
Even if you
arrest
see
people.
somebody,
Yeah.
even if you see like a cop sees you smoking a little bit of it, they can't arrest you. And I feel like I said, like I go out a lot, and when I'm out now, the people are doing it. Like people are standing right outside of nightclubs and just smoking their marijuana rooftops. It's summertime in New York. You go on the rooftops.
and when
People
something
are smoking it like it's
when
nothing.
something like that gets legalized, people now begin to abuse it in the sense that atmospheric
easy to
conditions.
get.
You just
Which
put
is
it
why you
out
have so
there in
many
the
alcoholics.
atmosphere. You don't even care whether this person has a low brain or low brain cell count or anything, and then you smoke anywhere. I have to inhale it, even though I don't smoke it. Now I'm inhaling it by force.
Secondhand smoke.
And what worries me about it too is that I think it can lead to like prostitution. It can lead to
Explain.
Well,
How does
because
that lead to
okay,
prostitution?
because
Makes you
if you
open your
if you get addicted to weed and you don't have money to buy it, what are you gonna do to get it? You're gonna do whatever you have to do to get it. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, Instagram of like girls doing stupid stuff for weed.
It's crack. It's not weed.
No, people do it for weed too. Just because you can afford your weed doesn't mean everybody can afford it. There are people.
I've never seen anybody.
I've never-
Listen,
I've never seen anybody addicted to weed. First of all,
I
So
wasn't.
that-
I was in
Yes.
I was in
Snoop.
cafeteria.
Is
Last card, $20.
I was in the restaurant cafeteria this morning at 5:30 a.m. I went to cafeteria for breakfast. I went downstairs to use the bathroom. As I come out the bathroom, two beautiful Hispanic girls, they're literally smoking weed in like the little thing of the bathroom. A black girl comes out, doesn't know them. She like, yo, let me hit that, yo, let me hit that. They didn't even know each other and they just passed it and the girl hits it and she's like, oh no, this is that good shit. And like they just bonded right there over the weed. And I thought it was
Oh, so it's a good thing. People can
hold on.
bond.
But let me finish.
What
I
kind
thought
of
it was
useless
hold
bond is
on,
that?
hold on.
Bondage.
Hold on now. Now I thought it was really crazy because I'm like, you do not know where this girl is coming from, what DICK she was had in her mouth, who she was kissing, what herpes or what. Like, you can't just hit marijuana from somebody. They did not know each other. Like, I was sitting in the restaurant when the 2 Hispanic girls walked in. The black girl was already in the restaurant. You don't know these people and you're just gonna hit it? Like, what if you catch a disease and then what? So I think that it spreads a lot of things. You know, it's not so positive, because let's be honest, it has its positive side, but let's be honest, people are going to abuse it. So it has its pros and its cons.
And some people get mixed up with the feeling that it gives you inspiration.
Yeah.
It reduces your productivity.
No, back in school in Africa, that's what most of the people thought.
Fela was the greatest from being
Because
on
of the
stage,
weed.
smoking weed.
That stage,
So
academically, weed is not the theme for you.
Not everybody's an academic.
Because
Like,
when you
so if
smoke
you're
a lot of
creative-
weed, you take yourself to another realm, you get excited, then after that, you lose some energy, you become unproductive, you go to sleep.
But I think what
Listen,
it does for
he has a
artists
lot
is
of
that when they
experience.
smoke it, as you said, they get into another realm, and then all of these crazy things with dragons and unicorns
But in
start going on.
today's
And then
society,
they
no,
make
confidence.
good
They
stuff.
take it for
In
confidence.
today's society, like with all these bad things happening, sometimes you do need that escape. You do need to go into
Escape
that
from
realm. I
That's
don't
when
know if weed was going to take
I take a shot of Ciroc.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay, but that used to be illegal either, too.
And that goes to my point that at the rate that we're going, I think in a couple of years, my personal opinion, marijuana is going to be legal all over America. And then I'm going to give it another 30 years, and crack or heroin, something else is going to be legal.
Yeah, but let's take a little bit, let's go back to Africa a little bit. With the way people have been trying to abuse simple things
don't
like
give them,
codeines and the others,
yeah.
do you think that marijuana is something that Africans will consider?
Don't give the Africans. Don't give them. Don't give them. Don't leave them and their wahala. Leave them. There's already enough madness in the society.
Without weed.
Without weed.
Then
You don't
if
want to
weed
compound
enter.
their problem. They already have ogogoro. Leave even like fancy alcohol like Jack Daniels. They already have ogogoro that they are abusing. They already have
ogogoro.
palm wine. Like
Oh, we have
I
a
know
petition. 100%
Do you understand?
alcohol. It
They
will
already-
burn your hands.
That's ogogoro. That's
Oh,
ogogoro.
okay.
But I hear also that the weed in Africa is like strong.
Because it's,
Like
it's an actual plant. They don't have all the processes that you're talking about now. So that was what I wanted to talk about. If they legalize marijuana, then there'll be a regulating body like the FDA to make sure that what you have is only weed, it's not mixed with anything. And then I think then it can possibly reduce the chances of somebody being addicted to whatever it's laced with and abusing it. But I'm actually convinced of what you guys are saying. If they're not going to, if they shouldn't possibly maybe decriminalize it. Like, don't let people go to jail because of
Which
it.
is what New York has started doing. Because if they also legalize it, a lot of people are going to be out of work, because a lot of people, they sell it. That's their job.
I'll be selling it.
So,
If they legalize
but if
it,
they legalize it, you think they're just going to make it so easy for you to
I
open
mean,
a
Why you
license?
can get a
will have a
license.
license.
He's already old enough.
Listen,
There are
I'm
so
old
many
enough.
rules he'll pass.
I'll sell it.
Just take a loan and
Yeah,
open
start a
your shop.
business.
Charlie Dior's
Dior.
House of Cooks.
I like that. I'm about to write that down. I like that. All right. So what about the business side of it, though? Do you think it will help the economy? Maybe.
Definitely
Yes.
all the
Yes.
economy. Listen, if they legalize weed, I think in New York State alone, they'll probably make $100 billion a year off it. Listen,
Yes.
a lot of listen. You know, growing up in Africa, you always thought that weed is bad. You know, like, oh, weed makes you crazy. Your parents always tell you that the mad people walking in the streets,
It's
they
because
smoke
of
weed.
weed.
They call it
So,
Igbo.
so I grew up with a negative
Don't smoke
connotation
Igbo.
of weed in my head. But as you get older, you come to America, whatever, you start to realize, like, okay, it has its
Good side.
it has its good sides and its bad side. And I'm really starting to realize, like, a lot of people smoke weed. Doctors, Wall Street, lawyers, nurses, a
CEOs,
lot of
everything.
people
You know,
smoke weed.
I'm happy that you said that, because people that smoke weed, for me, they have money. Because
It's
it's
expensive.
And also
it's
they're
very
high functioning.
expensive. Yeah, it's
They're
very
high
expensive.
functioning.
And you have to keep buying it and buy the wrapper. There's now fancy ways of smoking it. They have a tube where you could just. So they're rich. They got money. Because I need my $20 to buy Metro card. I don't need it. I don't have extra
can't be throwing it
to
away.
buy
It's
weed.
It's like $20 a day to smoke
Yeah,
weed.
that's
Well,
a
that's just
lot.
the weed
But
without
the
like the
addiction
roll
aspect
up.
is what I don't really like. you
But
know?
that's the thing. That's
addiction.
what I'm glad that you pointed it out. How if it's so bad, how are there so many high functioning people that smoke
They're
weed?
addicted.
But they're high
if it's so
functioning.
bad and
You
it
understand?
don't
How can a
function?
doctor
When
go
you're-
into surgery? He's addicted to this weed. You're claiming it's so bad and he's gonna have memory loss, but he still remembers how to perform the
Yeah,
surgery.
it gives them
But you know
confidence.
what I've noticed about the people that I know that smoke weed? Like my black friends that smoke weed, they just smoke weed. But like my white friends or like other races that smoke weed, they don't just smoke weed. Like they have different drugs that they
Oh, yeah,
abuse
no.
for like, no, I'm being honest.
confidence,
for
to
different
boost their
things.
morale,
It's like
to-
they will abuse a drug like Adderall, Percocet, whatever,
Exactly,
and then use the
Adderall.
weed to like come off the high, go to sleep. Trust me, there's a whole like
All right, see, I want to go
routine
back
for
because you
it.
keep mentioning addicted. It can be addicted, it can be addictive. But for me, I look at it this way. If it's not stopping you from doing your other things in life, then it's not taking over your life. Because I'm addicted to fried yams and chofi. But it's not,
oh my God, you told me something the other day. It was so
I
good.
did.
It was
But
so
it's not
good.
taking over my life. If I don't have one, in a week, I'm fine. I can still
But
do my
that's
other
because
things.
it doesn't have the addictive thing in it,
That's
like
the
weed.
addiction. When you
Weed
talk about
has the
addiction,
THC.
But it's not
when you talk
taking over. It's
Listen,
not taking over my life.
THC, the tetrahydrocannabinol, it has a very high.
Excuse me. I don't understand that English.
Say that again.
Can you
THC.
explain? Can you say it again?
Tetrahydrocannabinol.
What is that, doctor?
It's a mixture of compounds, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen in different ratio, like 12, 38, and 08.
Is
so
it
when
bad
it comes,
for the body?
well, of
Because
course, it has a
but
side
we breathe in
effect
oxygen, so why is THC bad for the body?
because oxygen is just O2.
Okay.
So when we even get to some stages of excess oxygen, like 08, 04, it's toxic.
Even CO2 is toxic.
Okay.
Yeah. So forget about that word. THC itself has a high addictive chemical in it because of the composition. You understand? Because that word there's a little bit of retinol and other things added to it. So it already makes you addicted. That's why cigars have nicotine, which causes addiction.
Yes.
So the weed itself has an addictive chemical in it. So when you take it, you get addicted. You can stay a week without yam, you won't die. But guess what? The person who's smoking weed can't spend 24 hours
Oh,
without
that's how I
smoking.
think
I
so.
don't believe you. I don't
The person
believe
who is
you.
already
I don't
addicted.
I've never seen that. Me too. I know people that
My
smoke
friend
weed.
that I lived with, I don't want to call
know
his
who
name.
Your friend is, but I
A
know
long time
people-
ago, this boy go carry $20 wey remain for house, go buy weed. And when he's smoking, he's smiling and telling me about things that we want to do. So we'll be big by slap
Listen,
you.
the weed is the inspiration
Telling
for
me
more
say
money to
we
come.
go blow, we go tour the world.
Exactly.
Music, which music with $20 that $20 you used to buy, we can use that money to submit a song on iTunes.
Wait, at the end of the day, it still boils, like you said before, it boils down to everybody's body chemistry
Yes.
and everybody's individual, like
So that means some
willpower.
people can get
So
addicted.
can I ask this question? Have you guys tried weed and how did it make you feel?
On the way to Calvary,
never.
he went.
Never
Let me get on record. Never
Ever.
smoked weed before.
I have. Funny enough, and I'm the
Well,
one
you're
against it.
Rastafarian, so
No, dread has nothing to do with weed. It
I
doesn't
know, but
go
I was
together.
just making a joke. I
Okay,
know.
well,
But
I
she's, remember back home in Africa, if you
I
have
think,
Yeah.
I think every Rastaman smokes
everybody's
weed.
smoking.
yeah, once they
But
see you like
did you
this.
smoke or was it edible?
There was this place we used to go to in South Africa called Baseline. They
Shout
had
out to Baseline.
Shout out to
It's
Baseline.
bringing to
It's
memories.
actually
to see
an
his
underground place, When we go there, we just listen to good music, reggae, You don't have to
Man,
smoke.
he's already high.
What
just
about you?
You
remember
don't
What
have
about
to
you?
smoke.
Have
You
you
know
tried
why?
it?
Because once you step into that place, the whole place, everybody's smoking. So all you have to do is just.
I had weed tea in Jamaica. I had weed
was
tea.
nice.
How does
Yeah, I
that
had
make- how
weed
did it
tea.
make you feel?
I just went to sleep. Like I
See what I'm
don't
saying?
remember being
She slept for
functionable.
normally she sleeps like 6 hours, but I'm sure you slept like 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah, like
that night.
it just put me to
Takes you
sleep.
to
I didn't
sleep.
really feel
You're
anything
not productive.
different.
I am just high on life.
Exactly. I don't need
Okay.
anything else to make me
Yeah.
All
high.
right, but let us know in the comments, though, the viewers, let us know in the comments. Have you ever tried it? How did you make it feel? And also, do you think legalizing marijuana will reduce drug abuse? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, you're watching Mina TV. This is the ABS show. Bye.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.